Hello and thanks for joining us for our weekly mortgage and economics segment. I'm Megan Abdelaziz, realestatesiny.com's mortgage and economics reporter. We hope you all had a great and relaxing 4th of July. The mortgage rates took a stumble down this week, except for the 5-year adjustable rate, which had gone slightly up. The 30-year fixed rate is at 4.48%. The 15-year fixed rate is at 3.62%. And the 5-year adjustable rate is at 3.48%. These movements in the mortgage rates came from the calm in the financial markets. During the week, the stock markets didn't move around too much. The Dow Jones had stayed around 14,910 during the week, but didn't fall below it. The S&P 500 had stayed around 1,600 during the week and didn't fall below it as well. The interest rates didn't move around that much either. The 10-year U.S. Treasury bond yield had gone from 2.55% on Wednesday, June 26th to 2.48% on Tuesday, July 2nd. The lack of fluctuation in the financial markets could be because Americans are concerned with the future of the United States. These concerns are further shown in two of Gallup.com's recent reports. The first report is about Americans' greatest concerns for the future of the United States, and the second report is on their Economic Confidence Index. The first report was released on Friday, June 28th, and is based off of a poll they had taken about Americans' greatest concerns for the U.S. The top results for this poll showed that Americans are worried about the economy, coming in at 17%. Pulling up just behind it was the concern for federal debt at 11%. The second report on Gallup.com's Economic Confidence Index was released on Tuesday, July 2nd. This week's report not only has their weekly averages, but also their monthly averages. First, we looked at how Americans saw the economy for the week. The results of this week's polls on Americans' net ratings of economic outlook and Americans' net ratings of current economic conditions were slightly more positive than they had been. For the poll on Americans' net ratings of economic outlook in the U.S., 49% of Americans think that it is getting worse, and 46% think that it is getting better, creating an index of -3. The only difference from last week was the percentage of Americans thinking the economy was getting worse, which was at 50%. For the poll on Americans' net ratings of current economic conditions, the results came in with 31% of Americans feeling that the conditions are poor, and 20% thinking that they are excellent or good, creating an index of -11. Last week, the results for this poll showed that 33% thought that the conditions were poor, and 21% thought they were good or excellent. These polls gave Gallup a weekly average of -7 for the Economic Confidence Index, up from the -8 it was at last week. Now for the monthly averages on the poll's indexes. The index for Americans' net ratings of economic outlook in the U.S. was at -3 for June. It was down from May when it was at -1, but is up from the beginning of the year when it was at -9. The index for Americans' net ratings of current economic conditions in the U.S. came in at -12 for June, down slightly from May when it was at -11, but also up from the beginning of the year when it was at -18. As for Gallup's Economic Confidence Index, it had come in at -8 for June, down from May when it was at -7, but still better than the beginning of the year as well. Americans' confidence in the economy seems to be less negative than previous weeks. So does that mean we might see the mortgage rates start to go down? One thing we will look at next week is the Employment Situation Summary Report for June. That was released on Friday, July 5th. It shows some promising optimism for the economy, so make sure you tune in next week to see where the mortgage rates go from here. Also, make sure you check out the mortgage blog each week on trendingsiny.com. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Google+, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow our blog at trendingsiny.com. Once again, this is Megan Abdelaziz with realestatesiny.com.